Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff's selfish new farm decision disappoints fans. Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff's new farm decision left longtime fans of the show dear loves. Welcome to TLC Drama. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel claiming the move was selfish and so sad. On April 29, the TLC personality took to Instagram to share with his followers that a portion of Roloff Farms was officially for sale again. RHOA, Cynthia Bailey spills about her musician boyfriend, Lou Prince. RHOA, Cynthia Bailey spills about her musician boyfriend, Lou Prince. With charm, scale, and so many layers of potential, this is more than a property, it's a legacy in the making. Matt captioned the update in part. In 2023, Matt initially listed the big house and surrounding 16 acres of his Helvetia, or property, but ultimately pulled the listing and started using the space as a vacation rental. The move came after he and his sons, Zach and Jeremy Roloff, failed to negotiate a price so one or both could potentially purchase the 6,000 square foot house and adjacent land. Some shared support, with one writing, "So fun, good luck selling it." And another commenting, "Beautiful home. Wishing you all the best as you move on to the next chapter." One declared, "So sad to see it up for sale and that something couldn't have been worked out with the kids." Another echoed, "So sad and selfish selling it instead of giving it to his kids and grandkids. Horrible." A different Instagram follower shared, "I grew up watching you guys and it is extremely disappointing to see who greedy Matt is being. I'd rather keep this beautiful property within the family than profit off it." The whole family made Little People Big World and helped build this place, not just Matt. Amy should have gotten everything, she would keep it in the family. Meanwhile, someone else pointed out, "Kinda sad created your own Disneyland and your grandkids won't get to experience it." Yet another agreed, writing, "Sad your kids gave up their childhood to work it and work on the show and you can't even share it with them. Greedy." Recently, Roloff hinted at the end of an era that left fans in their feels. Yahoo is using AI to generate takeaways from this article. This means the info may not always match what's in the article. Reporting mistakes helps us improve the experience. Generate key takeaways. Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff has gone back and forth on what to do with his family's famous estate, Roloff Farms. After denying his children the chance to purchase the land, the patriarch listed 16 acres of the Oregon farm for sale. But did Matt ever sell the farm? Matt has tried selling a portion of Roloff Farms, including the home in which he and ex-wife Amy Roloff raised their 4 children 3 times. Well, the cat's out of the bag. "I want to make sure you all hear the big news directly from me," he announced in May 2022. "All of Roloff Farms has brought me and our family great joy for the past 30+ years. Today 16 acres of the farm's 109 acres go up for sale, including our original family home and bright red barn. It's a tiny bit scary but mostly exciting. It's time to move toward the next season of life." The $4 million plot of land stayed on the market for 5 months before Matt had a change of heart. The farm was quietly relisted in August 2023, as the price was dropped from $4 million to $3,395,000. Again, after 5 months on the market, the listing was removed in December 2023. Matt put the property on the market for a third time in April 2025 for $2,895,000. People was the first to report the listing on April 28, 2025. Roloff Farm and the original farmhouse has been a monumental part of my life for over 30 years, he told the outlet about relisting the property. This legacy property was shared with millions of you around the world through Little People, Big World. It holds some of the most magical memories and will forever live deep in my heart. Matt then reflected on the property being owned by people outside of his family. "Yes, "I had truly hoped that the entire farm would remain in the family forever, but life happened and that was not meant to be," he said. "My kids each have their own wonderful lives, some with their own farms, projects, and their own individual dreams, which I honor and am so proud of." After the initial failed sale of Roloff Farms, Matt decided to list the home and surrounding lands as a short-term rental property. Beginning in November 2022, guests were able to stay in the 8,938 square foot home that features 6 bedrooms, 5.5 baths and sleeps up to 16 guests, for a starting rate of $1,280 per night. "When I put the small side of the farm up for sale, I knew large deals like that take a much longer time, i.e. 6-12 months to complete with no guarantees. What I didn't expect was how many new business partners and networking connections I would make in the process," Matt announced the previous month. "I have decided to pull the small off the open market and partner with iTrip Vacations and open the Roloff Farms to everyone and anyone who wants to spend a few nights in the Roloff family home." He continued, "It's my hope many families will be able to pull together and have family reunions in this home. Who knows, maybe even our family will reunite one weekend at the old house." During the season 25 premiere in February 2024, Matt and his fiancée, Caryn Chandler, revealed what the father of 4 plans to do with Roloff Farms after his death. "We've all but decided that when I die, we're giving whatever piece of the farm I still have to Amy," Matt said to ex-wife Amy, who looked baffled by the revelation. I don't even know how to comment on that," she said. According to Caryn, it was her idea to pass the farm to Amy after Matt's death. "Let's talk about the fact that I'm the one who had the idea that you leave everything you own, aside from Arizona, 'cause that's ours together, to Amy," she said as Matt agreed. Despite the couple's engagement, Caryn added, "Whether we get married or we don't, the farm is off the table. They built and worked for this farm. I came in later and I don't want it, and I don't want to take away from the people who built it, the family, the kids, so that is definite," she continued. Matt Roloff is rocking a new hairdo and fans have something to say about it. On Wednesday, January 8, the Little People, Big Worldstar took to Instagram to share a photo of himself sporting a full head of gray and blonde hair that touched his shoulders, a major change up from his typical short haircut. In the snap, Roloff, 63, smiles at the beach in front of turquoise water, blue skies, palm trees, and sand. He added black text that read, "Lovin' my best life." On top of the image. Television personalities Matt and Amy Roloff attend the Discovery Upfront presentation New York Talent Images at the Frederick P. Rose Hall on April 23, 2008 in New York City. The words he pasted on the photo. The TLC star captioned his post, "Livin' and lovin' life." Roloff's post garnered a mixed reaction from fans. Some said they loved his new look, while others questioned if he was having a midlife crisis and claimed the photo, which only shows the upper half of his body, was created with artificial intelligence. Who looking like a beachgoer for sure with the longer hair. "Rock on," one fan commented. A second fan said they liked the look even if it wasn't his real hair, writing, "Either way, real hair or wig, it looks great on you, Matt, you look younger. What the hell happened to your hair, you having a midlife crisis or something?" another person commented. A fourth fan wrote, "You need a haircut, not a good look for you." Dozens of comments were also left saying the TV personality's new hairstyle made him look like several celebrities, including British singer Rod Stewart, famed actor Richard Gere, and fellow TLC star Kody Brown, who appears on Sister Wives. Little People, Big World, which focuses on the Roloff family as Matt, his ex-wife Amy Roloff, and their son Zach Roloff all have dwarfism, finished airing their 25th season in April 2024. The show's future remains uncertain as Zach, 34, and his wife, Tori Roloff, 33, announced on their podcast Raising Heights in February 2024 that they would be leaving the long-running series. citing familial tension as one of the reasons. Zach and Tori Roloff are opening up about the early stages of their relationship when family questioned their love. On Thursday's episode of the Raising Heights podcast, The Little People, Big World alums talk about their experience as a mixed-height couple, with Tori being average-sized and Zach having dwarfism. During the conversation, Tori reveals that, like many people, her family and friends had questions when she revealed that she was dating Zach, especially her father, who wasn't keen on the idea at first. Tori and Zach Roloff talk about her family's questions at the beginning of their relationship. TLC. I can remember getting ready to go on a date with you and saying who you were and showing him a picture of you and him being like, "No, what are you talking about?" she recalls to Zach. "This is not the guy I pictured for you." He literally asked, like, "Are you sure?" multiple times. He was like, "I don't know about this." She adds, "Then he met you, and I joke all the time, but pretty sure my dad likes you better than me now. My whole family likes you more." Tori, 33, and Zach, 34, began dating while they were in high school in 2011. The pair tied the knot in 2015 on the Roloff family farm. Together, they are parents of Jackson, 7, Lilia, 4, and Josiah, 2. Tori says that when her father met Zach, his perception of him and the height difference changed. As far as the height difference though, he definitely overlooked that once he met you, Tori says. He was like, "Oh, I think I get it." As for her family and friends, they also had questions and concerns about their romance, but they let them go once they got to know Zach. "I think that there were questions when we started dating from my friends and family, but once everyone met you, they were like, gosh, I get why this girl is into him. I get this scenario, I get this relationship." Height didn't matter, she shares. Zach notes that as a person with a disability, you want people to overlook the obvious physical aspect, despite how hard it may be. Tori had no issue doing that. "You look for all these things that are wrong when the person's not right for you," Tori says. "Once I met you, even though your height is different than what I would have imagined, there was nothing wrong with you. There was nothing that I could pick apart." Tori and Zach agree that they haven't faced a lot of public adversity during their relationship, but chalk that up to their little people, big world fame. The pair also note that tuning people out has also worked in their favor. "Outside opinions shouldn't matter," Tori says. "They could have kept me from happiness, and they could have kept you away from happiness as well. We didn't let other people's opinions come between us or our relationship." Tori and Zach's love story played out during their time on Little People, Big World. Zach's family, including his parents, Amy and Matt Roloff, and 3 siblings, all appeared on the series since 2006. Earlier this year, Tori and Zach officially exited the series with their kids at the end of the last season. Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff has shed some light on whether his show will continue amid fan speculation that it could be ending after a 25-season run. In a lengthy statement posted on Facebook, the father of 4 shared some of the back-and-forth moments his family has had with the production of the show over the years. He explained that he was only able to come forward with his honest thoughts on the popular TLC show at the time of his Friday, April 26 post because a non-disclosure agreement he'd signed 20 years earlier had finally expired. Stassi Schroeder's daughter Hartford is infatuated with Lisa Vanderpump. Stassi Schroeder's daughter Hartford is infatuated with Lisa Vanderpump. The reality TV show premiered back in 2006, about 3 years after the Roloff family initially signed contracts to share their lives with TV audiences. By 2010, Matt said his family already wanted to be done with filming due to the grind of the process and the disruptions it caused to his kids' education. "We thought we had completed our mission of educating the world on what it's like to be a little person in an average-size world. Enough TV filming already," his post said. In the years that followed, Matt explained that his family continued to keep the show going through specials, wedding-themed seasons and more. This is why I think there is some hesitation to announce from TLC that the show is over, even though the family as a whole is enjoying being away from it all after 19-20 years. He wrote before acknowledging that some members of his family have already said publicly that they don't intend to return to the show. As more and more family members drift away from the show, it becomes more difficult to produce the same content. He then addressed the question on many Little People, Big World fans' minds about whether season 25's final episode has ended the show forever. TLC hadn't made any announcements about the show's future as of May 1. Nobody really knows at this point. I feel very content and satisfied with the run of shows and the journey we shared with you all, he wrote, adding that they never know what the future may bring. His post acknowledged that he was speaking for himself and not for TLC or other parties involved in the show's creation. With the fate of Little People, Big World up in the air, Matt Roloff is sharing his 2 cents on if the series has finally come to a close. Now that season 25 has aired its last episode, the Roloff family patriarch, 62, answered questions surrounding the future of his family's long-running reality show and why he believes TLC, who has not commented on the status of the show, is waiting to announce the series finale in a statement shared to Facebook on April 26. Matt began by saying that he was no longer under a contract NDA with the network and could speak much more freely before responding to rumors that the April 23 season 25 finale was the series finale of Little People, Big World. It's true that several family members have announced publicly that they are no longer interested in filming LPBW, he said, noting that he and his ex-wife Amy Roloff, along with the show's producers, have known that their children have had no desire to come back on camera for quite some time. Though he claimed the Roloff family completed our contract obligations and wrapped filming last September, Matt believes that the network refrained from an announcement that last week's episode was its series finale to leave the possibility of potential specials open. The father of 4 claimed his family informed TLC that they were no longer interested in filming and wanted to go back to running the farm and our normal lives in 2010. Despite their desires to quit, he said the network convinced them to return through specials centered around traveling and the weddings organized at their family farm. This is why I think there is some hesitation to announce from TLC that the show is over, he continued. Even though the family as a whole is enjoying being away from it all after 19-20 years, Caryn Chandler, Matt's fiancée, and many other family members have publicly stated they are done with filming. Matt also acknowledged that the show was a relationship-based program and he feels it's been more difficult to produce the same content as more and more family members drift away from the show. I know I can't predict the future, he continued. It's my guess that the network can't either. I do think that TLC did a nice job on the last Tuesday season finale episode, hedging their bets and putting a nice button on the show and where the family members that still participate stands. So if LPBW never does come back in whatever various other forms, I think the consensus is they wrapped up the Roloff LPBW Crazy Train saga pretty good, he added. That's why many of you felt it was a series finale. You never know what the future may bring, so if you are me and apparently TLC too, I hate saying goodbye, only see ya later and love, Matt concluded. TLC has not publicly commented on the status of Little People, Big World. People has reached out to the network's reps for Matt Roloff is opening up like never before about his family's time on the TLC series, Little People, Big World. The 62-year-old father of 4 took to Facebook after last week's finale episode to candidly discuss the future of his family's show for the first time. Matt wrote that he is no longer under a contract NDA, non-disclosure agreement, saying that now he can speak much more freely than he's been able to over the past 20 years. He shared that many people have asked whether last week's episode was a season or series finale for the hit reality show. It's true that several family members have announced publicly that they are no longer interested in filming LPBW, Matt wrote, seemingly referencing his estranged son, Zach Roloff, and his wife, Tori. He added that he and ex-wife Amy Roloff have known about this for quite some time. The reality star shared that the family completed our contract obligations and wrapped filming last September 2023. Zach and Tori Roloff with their 3 kids on Little People, Big World. TLC. Matt thinks that TLC opted not to call the episode a series finale in the hopes that there would be future specials in the works with the Roloffs. He shared that the family initially told TLC in 2010 that they were done filming the show, and the network made some alterations to convince them to return by way of specials. "This is why I think there is some hesitation to announce from TLC that the show is over," Matt explained. Even though the family as a whole is enjoying being away from it all after 19-20 years, Caryn and many other family members have publicly stated they are done with filming. Matt and his fiancée, Caryn Chandler, both appeared in recent seasons of the show amid growing family tension. Noting that he can't predict the future, Matt was complimentary of the way the show wrapped up its most recent finale. "I do think that TLC did a nice job on the last Tuesday season finale episode, hedging their bets and putting a nice button on the show and where the family members that still participate stands," he wrote. "So if LPBW never does come back in whatever various other forms, I think consensus is they wrapped up the Roloff LPBW Crazy Train saga pretty good. That's why many of you felt it was a series finale." Matt also spoke about the controversy surrounding the sale of his farm that led to estrangement within the family. He noted the tension between his twin sons, Zach and Jeremy Roloff, who both wanted the big house located on the farm. "Fairness to all four of my kids and all grandkids played and weighted the heaviest," he said. Jet and Zach each figured out in their own timing that the idea of breaking away from me and the farm as you all know it over past many years and individually establish their own homesteads. Build their own dreams bridges. Barns, shops and projects. My heart is full to see that process in progress. It hasn't been easy, especially all while being filmed. And sometimes even very painful. But in the end it's all been productive, and although in hindsight I would change several of my processes, I believe the results are better.